world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Saturday in Proverbs is today. You know, that's my favorite book in the Bible because Proverbs will show you how to live today. You don't have to try to imagine what it was like 2,000 years ago. And Proverbs was written by King Solomon, the wisest man ever, and no man will be as wise. So I think you can learn something from the wisest man ever. And like I said, you know, that's Proverbs is something that you can relate to today. You know, I don't care where you are in your life, it will show you what to and not to do. It will show you about people in your life, okay? And how to deal with situations in your life. So that's why I like Proverbs. All right? All right, so let's pray and get into the word. And you know, when I first started this, I was doing it from the New King James Version. And then a few Saturdays ago, Lord said, I want you to do it from the Message Bible so that people can get a better grip, a better understanding of what you're trying to say. And that's why I started reading from the Message Bible. Okay? Now you can use whatever version you want, whatever version you feel comfortable with. Okay? Do that. And then go on. But Father, thank you for another day around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, and speak through my lips, Father, so that I may precisely articulate articulate this word to pierce the hearing and the vision of your children so that we may be inspired to live the righteous lifestyle that you called us to live. And you notice I said righteous lifestyle, which when you live a righteous lifestyle, you're not harmful. You ain't gonna take advantage of nobody. You ain't gonna lie. You ain't gonna cheat. You ain't gonna steal. You know, you're gonna do it the right way. You're gonna walk in your integrity when you live a righteous lifestyle. And you have so many people that say one thing in public and get behind closed doors and do something totally different. That's not a righteous lifestyle. A righteous lifestyle is say what you mean what you say. Okay? And that's what people need to get back to. You know, say what you mean what you say. Because eventually, when you start lying, you're going to forget a lie. And you're going to have to use another lie to cover up the lies that you've told. And after a while, you're going to forget. You're going to have to lie so much, you're going to forget what lie you done told. That's how your story unravels. Okay? So today is the 7th of December. So we're going to start on chapter 7. All right? All right. This is verse 1 through 5 in the Message Bible. Dear friend, do what I tell you. Treasure my careful instructions. Do what I say, and you'll live well. My teaching is as precious as your eyesight. Guard it. Listen to this. Dear friend, do what I tell you. Treasure my careful instructions. Do what I say, and you'll live well. My teachings is as precious as your eyesight. Guard it. Write it out on the back of your hands. Etch it on the chambers of your heart. Talk to wisdom as to a sister. Treat insight as your companion. They'll be with you to fend off the temperance. that smooth talking, honey tongue seductress. Okay? See, there is, you know, some men who think that they can fend off anything and everything and fall into the trap. But listen, it says, talk to wisdom as to a sister. Treat insight, which is your intuition, as your companion. They'll be with you to fend off the temperance, that smooth talking, honey tongue seductress. Cause see, you can't do no wrong. I mean, she gonna butter you up, buddy. She's gonna butter you up. Make you feel like you king of the mountain. And it's all a ploy. Verse 6 through 12. As I stood at the window of my house, looking out through the shutters, watching the mindless crowd stroll by, I spotted a young man without any sense, arriving at the corner of the street where she lived, because she gonna hang out on the corner. Okay? She gonna hang out on the corner, loud, boisterous. Okay? Then turning up the path to her house. See, that's temptation right there. You listen, as I stood at the window of my house, looking out through the shutters, watching the mindless crowd stroll by, I spotted a young man without any sense, okay? Arriving at the corner of the street where she lived, then turning up the path to her house. It was dusk, the evening coming on, the darkness thickening into the night. Just then, a woman met him. She'd been laying in wait for him, dressed to seduce him. See, and that's another thing. That's another thing. You know, I think this is one of the things that a lot of men don't pay attention to. A woman is gonna dress, that's trying to tempt you, is gonna dress to seduce you. Let me say that again, fellas. If you ain't paying attention, that's how come you can't put yourself in any and every kind of situation. Because a woman is gonna dress to seduce you. Okay? Brazen and brash she was, restless and roaming, never at home, walking the streets, loitering in the mall, hanging out at every corner in town. And see, them kind of women, oh, they can spot a green, a rookie, a simpleton, as ever call them, a simp. See, that kind of woman can spot a simp real easy. Okay? Real easy. Verse 13 through 20. She threw her arms around him and kissed him, boldly took his arm and said, I got all the makings for a feast. Today I made my offerings, my vows are all paid. So now I've come to find you. And see, this is the mistake this is what get a lot of young men, a lot of men in trouble. You know, when a woman start seducing you like this, she gonna make you think you it. You it, man. You the thing. You popping. And you're not. That's her game. She do that with everybody. But she gonna make you feel so special. Like, she ain't never experienced this before. But listen, so now I've come to find you, hoping to catch sight of your face, and here you are. Okay? Like you special. I've been looking for you. No, you've been looking for whoever you can catch in your web. I've spread fresh, clean sheets on my bed, colorful imported linen. My bed is aromatic with spices and exotic fragrances. Come, let's make love all night. Spend the night in ecstatic love making. This Message Bible telling you. Now, here's the trap. My husband's not at home. He's away on business and he won't be back for a month. Okay, so when she uttered something like that, a wise man would not fall for that trap, but a foolish man always wants something that belongs to somebody else. Let me say that again. See, a wise man would not fall for that trap, but a foolish person, be it man or woman, always wants something that belongs to somebody else. See, they can't go out and get their own. They want to get something that belongs to someone else. And that's the trap. Okay? Verse 21 through 23. Soon she has him eating out of her hand, bewitched by her honeyed speech. Listen. Soon she has him eating out of her hand, bewitched by her honeyed speech. Before you know it, he's trotting behind her like a calf led to the butcher shop. Because you think you it. You think you all that and a bag of chips. And you want something that belongs to somebody else. And man, there are so many stories that you have of men and women being caught with somebody else's spouse and end up losing their lives. See, because you got some men out here, buddy, that do not play that. You got some women that don't play that. And if you want to be that bold that you want to go into another person's house to sleep with their spouse, then you deserve everything you get. Okay? Imagination Inc. You're the first person up in here today. Thank you for joining me. Let me check and see if you're a troll, because if you are, I'm going to get you up out of here. I'm definitely going to get you up out of here. Let's see, Imagination. Let me go to your channel real quick. Oh, you got 4 subscribers. Joined in 2012. You safe. You safe. Welcome. Thank you, man. Okay. But anyway, let me go back to this is verse 21 through 23. Soon she has him eating out of her hand, bewitched. See, let me look up that word bewitched so you can see the definition of that, because a lot of people don't believe Bewitched. Um, Let me get that definition. Hold on. Here we go. Bewitch. To enchant or delight. Cast a spell over someone. When you are bewitched, you have had a spell cast over you. Soon she has him eating out of her hand, bewitched by her honeyed speech. Before you know it, he's trotting behind her like a calf, led to the butcher shop, like a stag lured into an ambush and then shot with an arrow, like a bird flying into a net, not knowing that its flying life is over. Okay? Hola. So you know, again, because you got some people that think, you know, they know everything. They got, oh shoot, here you go. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you for coming by, but don't need you. All right. Verse 24 through 27. So friends, listen to me. Take these words of mine most seriously. Do not fool around with a woman like that. Don't even stroll near her neighborhood. Okay? Countless victims come under her spell. She's death of many a poor man. She runs a halfway house to hell. Fits you out with a straw and a coffin. And see, and maybe if I'm reading Proverbs chapter 7. This is in Proverbs. This is Saturday in Proverbs. Proverbs is the one book in the Bible that has a chapter for every day of the month. Okay, there are 31 chapters in Proverbs. And when there's not 31 days in a month, just keep reading until you catch up. Okay? That's how you do that. So since the day is the 7th, I'm reading Proverbs chapter 7. Okay? That's what I'm reading. Now, that was the message, the version of the Message Bible, okay, that I just finished reading. Now, let me read it to you from the New King James Version so you can see the difference in the language, okay? Chapter 7. My son, keep my words and treasure my commands within you. Keep my commands and live, and my law as the apple of your eye. Verse 3, bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Verse 4, say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding your nearest kin. See, now remember, I told you the power of wisdom and understanding. See, wisdom and understanding has power with it. Let me just show you, give you a little refresher. This is Proverbs chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 13. Okay. Happy is the man who finds wisdom and the man who gains understanding, for her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. Verse 15, she's more precious than rubies, and all the things you may desire cannot compare with her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths of peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her, and happy are all who retain her. When you start, matter of fact, let me read that out of the Message Bible for you. You're blessed. This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 13. You're blessed when you meet Lady Wisdom, when you make friends with Madam Insight. That's your understanding. Insight is your understanding. She's worth far more than money in the bank. Her friendship is better than a big salary. Her value exceeds all the trappings of wealth. Nothing you could wish for holds a candle to her. With one hand, she gives you long life. With the other, she confers recognition. Her manner is beautiful. Her life wonderfully complete. She's the very tree of life to those who embrace her, hold her tight, and be blessed. That's wisdom and understanding. See, a lot of people take that for granted. In chapter 4, verse 5, it says, get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget, nor turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forsake her, and she will preserve you. Love her, and she will keep you. Verse 7, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And in all you're getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she will promote you. She will bring you honor when you embrace her. Verse 9, she will place on your head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory. She will deliver to you. Ain't got nothing to do with tithes and offering, but it's embracing wisdom. And that, matter of fact, let me read it to you from the Message Bible. Sell everything and buy wisdom. Forage for understanding. Don't forget one word. Don't deviate an inch. Never walk away from wisdom. She guards your life. Love her. She keeps her eye on you. Above all and before all, do this. Get wisdom. Write this at the top of your list. Get understanding. Throw your arms around her. Believe me, you won't regret it. Never let her go. She'll make your life glorious. She'll garland your life with grace. She'll festen your days with beauty. Ain't got nothing to do with tithes and offering, okay? So listen. Once again, this is chapter 7. This is the 7. We in Proverbs. I'm going to go back to 7. My son, keep my words. Treasure my commands within you. Keep my commands and live, and my law as the apple of your eye. Bind them up on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding your nearest kin. See, because you got a lot of people that have wisdom and don't know how to apply it, and they just an educated fool. And that's have you seen people? You know, I'm sure that's. I used to hear my grandmother say that term all the time. Boy, that's just an educated fool. They got the knowledge, but they don't know how to use it. And see, and you can't play with this. You can't pretend with this. And you got a lot of Christians right now who are trying to pretend with God. They're successful pretending with man, but you can't pretend with God, because God is the only one that can look into your heart and know the motives of what you're trying to do. Okay? That they may keep you from the immoral woman, from the seductress who flatters with her words. See, thank you, Lord. Fellas, that right there is her secret. She flatters with her words. Well, yeah. Bray Lane say good morning. I was thinking about this the other day. Isn't it interesting how the Bible describes wisdom as her? Yeah, because where does life come from? Life don't come from him. Life comes from her. Think about it for a minute. Think about it for a minute. Life comes from her, not him. Life comes from her. So that's only befitting that is referred to as, because that's where life comes from. Okay? He he, he ain't gonna say life comes from him, because that would uh, be antithetical to his word. All right. For at the windows of my house I looked through my lattice and saw among the simple, I perceived among the youths a young man devoid of understanding. Let me give you a definition of that word devoid, because I don't want to take it for granted that you know what it is. Hold on. Devoid. Devoid. Entirely lacking. Entirely lacking when you are devoid. Okay? Yeah, I'm reading from Proverbs chapter 7. That's what I'm reading for. Whatever the day. Proverbs is the one book in the Bible that has a chapter for every day of the month. There are 31 chapters in Proverbs. And when there's not 31 days in a month, you just keep reading. And see, and this is how you can start. Whatever the date of the day is, that's where you can start. Okay? And just keep reading until you get back to that point again. That's how I do it. All right? That's how I keep track. Whatever the day of the month is, that's the chapter that I start in. And when you read Proverbs, you don't have to guess and wonder 2,000 years ago, because King Solomon was the wisest man ever. Matter of fact, let me give you okay, First Kings. Let me show you how this came about. how King Solomon got his wisdom. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Here we go. This is 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 7. Now, O Lord my God, you've made your servant king instead of my father David, but I am a little child. I do not know how to go out or come in, and your servant is in the midst of your people whom you have chosen, a great people, too numerous to be numbered or counted. Verse 9, therefore, give your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge this great people of yours? See, King Solomon asked for discerning heart to be able to judge between good and evil. Okay? And see, a lot of people talking about you can't judge. No, you can't judge, but you can discern between good and evil. Listen to what the God said. The speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. Then God said to him, because you have asked this thing and have not asked asked long life for yourself, nor have asked riches for yourself, nor have asked the life of your enemies, but have asked for yourself understanding to discern justice. Verse 12, behold, I have done according to your word. See, I have given you a wise and understanding heart, so that there has not been anyone like you before you, nor shall any like you arise after you. So he's telling King Solomon, you're going to be the wisest man ever, and no man will be as wise. Okay? All right? And he's the one that wrote Proverbs. So what you got to be crazy if you think you can't learn something from the wisest man ever. Okay? You got to be crazy if you think that, and like I said, Proverbs will tell you how to live today, 2024. You can see 2024 in Proverbs today, not 2,000 years ago, but today, wherever you are. But listen, okay, so here we go. I'm going to start at verse 6 again. This is Proverbs chapter 7, verse 6. For at the window of my house, I looked through my lattice and saw among the simple, I perceived among the youths, a young man devoid of understanding, passing along the street near her corner, and he took the path to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And there was a woman met him with the attire of a harlot, and a crafty heart. Let me give you the definition of a harlot. I like to give definitions because I don't want to assume that people know what it means. A prostitute. A harlot is a prostitute. Okay? She was loud and rebellious. Her feet would not stay at home. At times she was outside, at times she was in the open square, lurking at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said to him, I have peace offerings with me. Today I have paid my vows. So I came out to meet you, diligently to seek your face, making him feel like he's important. Okay? And I have found you. I've spread my bed with tapestry, colored coverings of Egyptian linen. I have perfumed my bed with myrrhs and aloes and scent. Come, let us take fill of love until the morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. For my husband is not at home. For my husband is not at home. There's the trap. Okay? He is gone on a long journey, and you don't think he's suspicious? See, a lot of these people talking about, oh, my spouse, they go, and that could be they suspicious too. And see, and let me tell you something. If especially for a man, if you cheat on your significant other or your wife and go have sex with another woman, her scent is gonna get in your skin. You can go home and take a bath and scrub and clean and undo all you want, but the minute you lay down in that bed, your pores are gonna open up, and the scent of that woman that you done screwed, that you tried to get off you, but you can't get it out. You ain't gonna get all of it out of you because her scent is in your pores. And the minute you get in bed, that scent is gonna come up. That scent is gonna come up. Why you think women be smelling men's underwear? I mean, think about that for a minute. Why you think a woman is smelling? And any woman worth her salt know the smell of her man. Let me say that again. Any woman worth her salt knows the smell of her man. He is taking a bag of money with him and will come home on the appointed day. Well, what happens if he show up early? Or she shows up early and you thought they was out of town. You thought they was gone. With her enticing speech, she caused him to yield. With her flattering lips, she seduced him. Immediately, he went after her as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till an arrow struck his liver, as a bird hastens to the snare. He did not know it would cost his life. See, and that's another thing that a lot of people that getting into sin don't know. Man, this could cost you your life. And you don't even realize it. You just trying to have some fun. And you playing with death and don't even know it. But it's a game to you. It's fun to you. Because you know, and you might have gotten away with it. See, that's the trap of sin. Sin is gonna let you get away with some stuff to get you addicted. And then it's gonna drop the hammer on your butt. Let me say that again. Sin is gonna let you get away with some stuff to get you addicted. And you're gonna get careless. And that's when you're gonna mess up. Because you think you done got away with it before, that every time you do it, you're going to be able to get away with it. No, 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 no. That's not how sin works. Sin trying to get you addicted, trying to get you into a routine to think that you can get away with it. But you won't. Now, therefore, listen to me, my children. Pay attention to the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths, for she has cast down many wounded, and all who were slain by her were strong men. Listen. Now listen to me, my children. Pay attention to my words, the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart, don't desire this, man. Don't lust for this. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. That's the power. See, man, I feel sorry for a lot of these guys because they think. One thing, my grandmama, when I was young, thinking I was it. My grandmama told me one day, she's a baby. That woman can look up longer than you can look down. What you say? That woman can look up longer than you can look down. That's what my grandmama told me. And I said, no. She said, I'm telling you, boy. And I didn't at the time understand what she was trying to tell me. Cause I was it in a bag of chips then. But fellas, that woman can look up longer than you can look down. Think about it. Think about it. You think you got all that going on? She can look up longer than you can look down. Okay? Because 2 or 3 minutes, you done. And she'd be next. Okay? Listen, do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her path. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. Don't see, a lot of men get out here and they play with temptation, thinking they strong. But listen to say, for she has cast down many wounded, and all who were slain by her were strong men. What happened? Her house is the way to hell, descending to the chambers of death. And all who were slain by her were strong men. They gave in to the temptation. They believed her lies. They entertained her foolishness. And oops, I'm sorry is too late. Oops, I'm sorry is too late. Okay? It's too late. Because truth crushed to the earth shall rise again. And the truth always gonna come out, buddy. Whether you think so or not, the truth is always gonna come out. I don't care how good you think you didn't hit it. I don't care how good you think you done package it. The truth is always gonna come out. Yes, it is. Okay? It's coming out. It's coming out, boy. And when it does, it's gonna be a lot of damage done. Okay? But once again, you know, if you want to have a successful life according to the word, embrace wisdom and understanding. Okay? Embrace it, because it's got some fruits, man, that nothing can compare with. Nothing can compare with this. And, you know, like, okay, today is the 7th, tomorrow is the 8th. And let me show you, since I'm talking about wisdom and understanding, this is chapter 8, verse 12. Our wisdom dwell with prudence. Wisdom dwell with prudence. Let me give you the definition of prudence. What's going on, Jerome? Thank you for joining me. Prudence, the quality of being cautious. Prudent, the quality of being cautious. Our wisdom dwell with prudence and find out knowledge and discretion. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogance and the evil way, and the perverse mouth I hate. Counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. Okay? Understanding comes with strength. By me kings reign, and rulers decree justice. By me princes rules and nobles, all the judges of the earth. Verse 17, I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently will find me. Well, if you seek understanding diligently, what are you going to find? Riches and honor are with me, enduring riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yes, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. This is Proverbs chapter 8. Now I'm going to verse 20. I traverse the way of righteousness in the midst of the path of justice, that I may cause those who love me to inherit wealth, that I may fill their treasuries. That's where I am. I used to say that's where I want to be. But this is where I am in my life right now, with wisdom and understanding. And it says, I traverse, which means I travel the way of righteousness. And when you walking on the road of righteousness, you ain't gonna take advantage of nobody. You ain't gonna hurt nobody. You ain't gonna misguide or cheat nobody when you live a righteous life. That I may cause those who love me to inherit wealth, that I may fill their treasuries, and treasuries is plural. That means you'll have more than one stream of income. Okay, and see that I may cause those. See, when something is caused for you, you ain't got nothing to do with it. That's just something you stumble upon. Edward, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining me. See, when understanding say that I may cause those who love me. Matter of fact, let me read this from the Message Bible. Verse 12, chapter 8, verse 12. I am Lady Wisdom, and I live next to sanity. Knowledge and discretion live just down the street. Okay? The fear of the Lord means hating evil, whose ways I hate with a passion. See, the fear of the Lord is when you hate evil, okay? And right now, we got a lot of evil that's running things, and people are glorifying those evil people. They're being glorified, okay? The fear of God means hating evil, whose ways I hate with a passion, pride and arrogance, and crooked talk. Good counsel and common sense are my characteristics. I am both insight and the virtue to live it out. With my help, leaders rule and lawmakers legislate fairly. With my help, governors govern, along with all in legitimate authority. I love those who love me. Those who look for me find me. Wealth and glory accompany me. Also, substantial honor and a good name. Okay? My benefits are worth more than a big salary, even a very big salary. And the returns on me exceed any imaginable bonus. You can find me on Righteous Road. That's where I walk, at the intersection of Justice Avenue, handing out life to those who love me, filling their arms with life, armloads of life. That's wisdom and understanding, man. That's wisdom and understanding. And see, and you got a lot of churches that are telling you that you can, God gonna bless you when you give your tithes and offering. Okay? That you're gonna be, that he gonna open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, and you ain't gonna have room enough to receive it. And you just finished fornicating. Thank you for joining me. You just finished fornicating. And you think God gonna bless you. You know, I saw where this pastor down in Atlanta, they ran him from Baltimore, because he couldn't control his zipper. And he went down to Atlanta to an even bigger church and just got married. And I'm telling you that leopard don't change his spots. And he gonna end up cheating on her. He gonna end up cheating on her. And a lot of y'all know who I'm talking about. A lot of y'all know who I'm talking about. Because the leopard ain't gonna change his spots. It's not gonna happen. And see, and you can, and this is the thing about when you sinning, yeah, you might take a break, but that spirit is always in you. And it ain't gonna take much for it to raise its ugly head. It ain't gonna take much for you to justify, oh man, I'm just gonna do this one time. Because see, if you had it in you to do right, you would have done it from the beginning. If you had it in you. And see, and there is no way a man can determine how he's gonna act when he's with a woman. There's no way. Ooh, wait a minute. What was that? Where is that? Uh, where is that? Where is that? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Because I just read this. I just read it. Let's see. Here it is, right here. This is Proverbs chapter 30. Uh, and I'm going to start at verse 18. There are three things which are too wonderful for me. Yes, four, which I do not understand. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent on a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a virgin. Um, well, I tell you what. Let me see who you are. 10W. The only reason I'm letting you stay up in here is because I see that you got your page started in 2011, so you're not a troll. All right, that's the only reason you up in here, buddy. Cause if you was you got 2 subscribers. Because if you was in 2024, you would not be up in here, buddy, for real. Okay? And seeing these jokers just like you that need to be getting this. And you come up here joking, and I'm probably at your front door talking about you. And you want to know what's the next stop on this train. And you going to mess around and you won't make it. It's just that simple. You going to mess around and you ain't going to make the next stop. You're going to be out. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I like Proverbs. Because Proverbs will show you how to live. It will show you how to live. And some people are going to heed it, and some people ain't. That's your choice. You can make fun of it if you want to. That's your choice. I have nothing. It's not going to affect me one way or the other, whether you want to heed this or not. It's not going to impact me, because I'm going to go and try to do what it say do. Now, do I fall short? Absolutely. Saturday is my day of rest. I don't work on Saturdays. I don't work on Saturdays. But, sometimes I might, before the sun go down, watch a little TV on my phone or get on social media. Yeah. Not all day. I just might glance at it because that's what I'm used to doing every day of the week. But one thing I do know, I ain't doing no work. I'm not Jehovah's Witness or Seventh-day Adventist. I just follow my calendar from Sunday to Saturday. You show me a calendar that goes from Monday to Sunday. It doesn't. And see, man is caught up in tradition of going to church on the first day of the week. Sunday is the first day of the week. And you have people pastors know that. But because of tradition, if a pastor right now would tell his church, we're no longer going to have Sunday services But we're now going to go to Saturday service. Most of his members would leave the church. Most of his members would actually get up and leave because they are stuck in tradition. They're stuck in tradition. And the first day, like I said, show me a calendar that goes from Monday to Sunday. That's man's calendar. God's calendar goes from Sunday to Saturday. So how you gonna make Sunday, the first day of the week, the seventh, the Sabbath? And that's the first day of the week. And some of the sweetest sleep you can have is when you turn your television off and your phone off on a Saturday. You talking about some sweet sleep? Man, it is some sweet sleep. Try it one day. I told y'all, when I met this girl right here, back in 2015, I think, I was trying to rest on set and couldn't. And I used to hang out at this hotel. That's how I got my business. Taking people to the airport, picking up groups. So I said, let me go down to the hotel and see what's going on. Because I couldn't rest. I could not get any rest whatsoever. And as soon as I walked in the door, she was talking to the hotel manager because she had made arrangements with another guy to pick up her group, and he didn't show up. And he was telling her about me, and I was walking in the door. And when I walked in the door, he saw me. He said, "That's him right there." And I threw my hands up, said, "Whatever it is, I didn't do it." Okay? And she came, and she told me what she wanted to do, where she wanted to go, and how much he had agreed. And I looked at her and I said, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't help you." And that girl balled up her fist, just like this. And when I looked at her fist, I said, "Girl, that's my grandmama's fist. I'm gonna marry you." That's how I met my wife. That's how I found my wife. And 4 years later, we got married. 5 years later. No, 4 years. I met her in 2015, 2019, we got married. 4 years later, we got married. Okay, and look, and it says in verse, in Proverbs 18, verse 22, say, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." See, a man is supposed to find his wife. Wife ain't supposed to find a man. The man is supposed to find a wife. And you got so many women out here looking for a husband instead of preparing themselves to be found. See, they out on the hunt looking for a husband. That's out of order. The Bible say, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." See, so how a man gonna find you when you out looking? He can't find you looking. But you don't put yourself in a position to be found. And you're wondering why stuff ain't working for you. Okay? Letter, well put. Wow, open my eyes. Okay, let me see who you are. Letter. See who this is. Okay. You joined in 2023, you saved. If you was 2024, boy, I sure get you up out of here quick, quick. That's something. So just when you develop your wisdom and your understanding, you can think for yourself. Let me say that again. When you develop your wisdom and your understanding, you can think for yourself. See, you ain't gonna take it personal. You're not gonna be emotional because you can reason with it. The calendar thing blew my mind and settled this issue with me. Like again, your calendar goes from Sunday to Saturday. And tomorrow, everybody and their mama be dressed up all over the world going to church on the first day of the week, which tells me they stuck in tradition. That's tradition. That's what everybody else do. So you do it because you're doing it because everybody else is doing it. And you don't want to break tradition. And see, and if God is going to come back, why would he come back on any other day than the day that he set aside as a Sabbath? Think about that for a minute. Why would God come back any other day other than the day he has set aside as a Sabbath? And if he came back on a Saturday to churches, only people he gonna find are the ones up in there cleaning up for tomorrow or rehearsing for tomorrow. He ain't gonna. The majority of his people. Let me show you something. Listen. Let me show you this. This is Isaiah chapter 58. I'm gonna start at verse 10. If you extend your soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul, then your light shall dawn in darkness, and your darkness shall be as noonday. Verse 11, the Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your soul in drought and strengthen your bones. You shall be like a watered garden and like a spring of water whose waters do not fail. Those from among you shall build the old waste places. You shall raise up foundations of many generations, and you shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of the streets to dwell in. Verse 13, if you turn away your foot from the Sabbath, from doing your pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy day of the Lord honorable, and shall honor him, not doing your own ways, going to the laundry, going to the grocery, going to the car wash, going on the picnic, going to the games, okay? Nor finding your own pleasure, nor speaking your own words. Verse 14, then you shall delight yourself in the Lord, and I will cause you to ride on the high hills of the earth and feed you with the heritage of Jacob your father. The mouth of the Lord has spoken. There's a blessing on honoring the Sabbath. And rarely do you see preachers preaching this because they want your tithes and offerings. Okay? All right? That's why. But see, if you If you turn away your foot from the Sabbath, from doing your pleasure on my holy day, look at how busy Saturday is. That's when everybody do their stuff on Saturday. Um, that's when everybody do their thing on a Saturday. Hey, Adam, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. So, and it's not easy, man. I told you, trying to break that habit of tradition to 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 not work on Saturdays. I mean, this is one of the busiest days for business. Saturdays is when everybody want to do tours on Saturdays. That's when everybody want to do them. Okay, on Saturdays, and I'm like, no, man. I'm not working on Saturdays. And no, I'm not a 7-day Adventist or Jehovah Witness. I just follow my calendar. And my calendar goes from Sunday to Saturday. So I set aside, and I got to break her in because we ain't been together for 5 years. So now when we do come back together, I got to get her. No, we ain't doing no Saturdays. Oh, that's a day of rest. That's a day of rest. No cooking, no washing, no cleaning. No, and like I said, nobody's perfect. Sometimes, man, I do get in here and I might do some stuff, but God knows my heart. But I ain't doing no work. I don't care how much you offer me to work on a Saturday. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. And you can come in and say, man, I give you $10 million to come and do this. I can't do it. I'm sorry. And I was like, what? 10 million people talking about you turned down 10? Absolutely, I would. Absolutely, I would. Somebody can call me right now. I give you $10 million to come out here and do some work on set. I'm sorry, I can't help you. And look at me, I'm staying in a hotel and I turn that money down. I really would. Because God can bless me with much more than that. So you looking at, what you can get for sinning, but how much more can you get for living a righteous lifestyle? Look, here's I'm back in Isaiah chapter 58. And this is verse 8. Then your light shall break forth like the morning, your healing shall spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of the Lord will be your rear guard. Okay? Then you shall call, and the Lord will answer. You shall cry, and he will say, here I am. And this is why a lot of people in the church have lost faith, is because they don't believe God will answer their prayers. They just don't believe. They don't have the patience to believe that God will answer their prayers. So they fall into temptation and try to manipulate the situation themselves because they don't have the faith to believe that God will deliver on his word. That's the problem. That's why we most communities are out of control. And you got a church on every corner, and look how much crime is in the cities. And there's a church on every corner. But crime is out of control. So what's the purpose of the church if you're not having an impact on your community? Because most churches are just family-owned businesses, something that they can pass down to their children. That's what most churches are. Something to pass down to their children. It ain't about, you know, the salvation of the Lord. It's a business opportunity. That's what church has become. And like I said, most churches are stuck in tradition. And the tradition is Sunday is the Sabbath. But your calendar says Sunday is the first day of the week. So why can't you follow your calendar and not follow man? Ooh, true conductor, you didn't go there. Think about it. How come why are you so afraid to follow your calendar, but you'll follow man? But you won't follow the calendar that's in front of you. And the calendar that you're following for man don't even exist. Show me a calendar from Monday to Sunday. Show it to me. Show it to me. It's tradition. It's just tradition. And you wonder why your prayers are not being answered. Because you're following tradition and not the word of God. That's what the problem is. That's why you're not getting the answer. Man, the last thing I wanted to do was get in a pulpit. Lord, I can't do that. I'm sorry. My mama and my daddy were preachers. I'm not playing with that pulpit. And what is a true conductor? Nothing but a messenger from God. That's all the truth. Anybody can be a truth. I just happen to look like a conductor and made it a brand. That's all. I just say, okay, since you know, I got this title, let me make a brand out of it. You know, since I look like a conductor, why not make a brand out of it? That's how I got here. And when the name first came to me, I didn't even have a definition. Because I was like, whoa, when I heard true conductor, I was like, whoa. Because everybody would tell me, you a conductor? You work for Amtrak? No, I'm on the Underground Railroad. I do Black History tours. So when true conductor came, it wasn't a stretch. Because everybody been asking me, are you a conductor? No. You work for Amtrak? No. I work for myself. So you know, a lot of times you don't want to. God gonna get you one way or the other. If he got some work for you to do, one way or the other, he gonna get it. You gonna get it. He gonna get you one way or the other. You know, and so I just stopped fighting, man. I stopped fighting. Stop fighting. And just, you know, and you know, the Bible say, Jesus say, all things are possible to him who believes. And that's what the fight is, believing. That's what the fight is, man. Say faith without works is dead. See, a lot of people think that works is physical. Man, that works is mental. Because when you have faith, you living in the end. You believe that whatever it is you want, you already got it. You got it. See, when you step out on your faith, you believe in whatever it is you're believing for, you got it. Not that you're gonna get it, you got it. See, let me find this scripture. Um, Mark 11:24. Therefore, well, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go up to verse 20. Now in the morning, as they passed by, and they saw the fig tree dried up from its roots, and Peter, remembering, said to him, Rabbi, the fig tree which you cursed has withered away. Okay? So Jesus answered and said to them, have faith in God. Oh, let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back to verse 12. And the next day, when they had come out from Bethany, he was hungry. And seeing from afar a fig tree having leaves, he went to see if perhaps he would find something on it. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for it was not the season for figs. In response, Jesus said to it, let no one eat fruit from you ever again. And his disciples heard it. Okay? His disciples heard that. So let's go down to verse 20. Now in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter, remembering, said to him, Rabbi, look, the fig tree which you curse has withered away. Verse 22, so Jesus answered and said to them, have faith in God. For surely I say to you, whoever says to the mountain, be removed and be cast in the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believe those things he say will be done, he will have whatever he says. Therefore, I say to you, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you will have them. But see, a lot of churches will tell you that you can't go on your feelings, that you're supposed to ignore your feelings. Well, how you gonna believe something if you don't feel it? Think about that for a minute. How you gonna have faith for something if you can't feel that? Man, if somebody call you and tell you, I got a brand new vehicle for you, you gonna feel that thing. You gonna feel that blessing. And God say, therefore I say to you, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe. that you have them, that you receive them, and you will have them. And you can't not have if you don't feel it. But yet the church will tell you, don't go on your feelings. Why? Because they always want to keep control of you. See, because if you start feeling what you believe in God for, then you're going to start manifesting it. And then when you start manifesting what you're feeling, like you feel like you broke, you ain't got no money, things ain't going right for you, what do you manifest? That feeling. Don't nobody love me. Don't nobody like me. Don't nobody want to support me. That's what you feel. And that is what you're going to manifest. See, but the church will tell you, especially the prosperity church that's in the tithes and offering, oh, don't go by your feelings. And it'll mess the whole bunch of folk up. Got a whole bunch of people messed up. Because it's not the same. The word, in order for you, you got to live in the end. And that's where the rubber meets the road. When you try to live in the end as though you have it. Well, how you gonna have it if you don't feel like it? You want money, but you feeling broke. You expecting for God to bless you, to heal you, but you're feeling sick. You see? And that's where the work comes in mentally. Matter of fact, let me read that scripture to you. Let me read that scripture to you. James. So this is James chapter 2, verse 26. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without work is also dead. Well, where's your faith? Your faith ain't physical. Your faith is mental. See, you got a lot of people going out, getting in debt, talking about, look how God blessed me. And they getting in debt. Guilty? Going out buying new cars. Look how God blessed me. Guilty? And the car getting up, being repossessed. Well, wait a minute, I thought God blessed you. Because God say he ain't gonna add no sorrow to your blessing. When he give you something, he ain't add no sorrow to it. But if God bless you, you ain't gonna be in debt. Somebody gonna give it to you. It'll be debt free when God give it to you. See, so a lot of people want to make faith without works that works as physical. And they haven't mastered the mental. Because your faith is mental. It ain't physical. Your faith is mental. You got to believe that whatever it is you asking for is done. Not will be done, is done. And that's where the battle is. That's when the rubber gonna meet the road. because you're going to have all kind of voices that's trying to talk. Are you crazy? That ain't going to happen. You believe that? See, that works is mental. And a lot of people have made it physical, and it ain't physical. Because see, when the Spirit of God tell you through your intuition to do something, turn here, do that. See, when God starts working, dealing with you, and it's on the physical, then you following your intuition. You ain't gonna question what your hunches are. You just gonna do it because that's what it's telling you to do. But faith without works, as the body without the spirit is dead. Spirit ain't physical. You can't even see your spirit. You just see, you see my spirit. You don't see my spirit. You see my body. But once my spirit leaves my body, it's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. When your spirit leave, buddy, you dead. You finished. Okay? You finished. My grandson is Roberta Flack is his great aunt, and he's in New York, and I've been telling him, I said, man, you need to honor that lady with some music because you got the Flack name, and he's in New York on the play doing with Nina Simone, the story of Nina Simone. So he's a trumpet player in there, and he called me up Friday, said, Granddaddy, I met this guy that played guitar, and he said when he came to New York, he was Roberta Flack. He played for Roberta Flack. And we got to talking, and I said, I'm telling you, son, listen to me. Do something to honor her while she's alive, because you don't know what blessing she might bestow upon you. She could be waiting just for somebody in her family to pick up this music mantle and keep going. Okay? Do something for her while she's still alive, and you don't know what blessing she might bestow upon you. You don't know. You see? And you're a Flack. That music talent ain't on my bloodline. It's on her bloodline. And he can play that trumpet too. He can play it. He can play that trumpet. He's serious about that thing. And I've been trying to get him, man, just honor the lady. Honor her. Do something while she's living. And you never know what she might bestow upon you. You never know how you might be blessed. Okay? So as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Okay? And that works is not physical. Man, when you're trying to believe God for something that it's already done, that's when the devil gonna attack your mind. What? And you don't see no proof of it. But you believing. You believe in God. You know, let me read this to you too. Let me read this to you too. I just saw this. This is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 20. A man's stomach shall be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth. From the produce of his lips, he shall be filled. Those are your words. A man's stomach shall be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth. What's the fruit of your mouth? Your words. That's the fruit of your mouth. Your words. And a lot of people don't pay attention to their words that they're speaking. A lot of people, from the produce of your lips, he shall be filled. And look, the man say death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. That's what the Bible say. But yet, I've been working on when see, I am is powerful. I am is powerful. And I wrote on this card, I am the source of all abundance. But when I first wrote it, I had the A lowercase. And then I looked at it and I was like, that ain't God. And let me show you. And I had to capitalize that A. That's my confession. I am the source of all abundance. And I have to feel that to believe it. You believing for a healing? I am grateful for this healing, whatever it may be. I'm grateful. And you have to feel that to believe it. And that's where the rubber meets the road, because you don't have no proof. You don't have no proof. But it says here, a man's stomach shall be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth. What are you saying over your life? What are you saying? What are you saying? And I can show you here again. That's 13. Okay, here we go. Proverbs 13:2. A man shall eat well by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the unfaithful feeds on violence. See, your words have power. Your words have power. God created everything in this earth by speaking it. But see, and you just can't speak it. When you believe it, you feel it. And that's where the church has deceived people, especially that prosperity church, because they tell you you can't go by what you feel. And that's not biblical. Because if you don't feel it, how you going to believe it? How you going to believe it if you don't feel it? You can't. And when you feel as though you have it, it's going to come to pass. It's just that simple. And a lot of us, and it's just like the sign right here. This is a perfect example. I've been saying, man, I can't get a sponsor for this message. And what have I produced? Exactly that. Haven't been able to get a sponsor for this message. So I had to change that. Man, I got sponsors beating my door down trying to get to this message. Want to be the ones to sponsor this message. And see, you have to say those things before you see them. You can't wait till it happens. That ain't faith. See, you got to say these things before you even see it, before you have any proof. You got to say it. I am abundantly wealthy. All my needs are met. I can give that girl right there a first-class lifestyle. Right there. Travel anywhere in the world private. You got to say it and believe it before you see it. And most folk want to see it before they start believing it. That ain't faith. That's not faith. That's not faith. And and you can't go out and get in debt and talk about look how God blessed me. You got people going out buying new houses and struggling with the payment and talking about God bless them. Look how, and they just trying to show off, keep up with the Joneses. That's all they doing, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Ain't got nothing to do with their faith. Ain't got nothing to do with God. God ain't nowhere near that. That's the devil. And saying these are the things that you're going to have to be conscious of. What do you believe in? And if you believe it, you're going to feel it. And if you don't feel it, it ain't coming to pass. Think about it. It ain't coming to pass. And that's where a lot of people are missing the boat, man. They don't want to feel what they believe in. Hey, okay. Look at how you act when it's time to get paid. You don't see that money in the bank, but you act like you got it because you know it's going to be there. You know it's going to be there. And that's mental. And look how you be acting when it come around to payday, because you know, man, that money going to be there. You don't even see it, but you know before it even hit your bank, you know it's going to be there. And you adopt a certain attitude, a certain feeling. Same thing with faith. Hold on here. Here we go. This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now, faith is the evidence of things hoped for. Definition of hope: want something to happen, okay? Or be the case. When you hope for something, you assume that it has happened. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. When you step out on your faith, man, you ain't got no evidence that that's going to happen. But you just believe in it. And if you don't put any feelings with your belief, it ain't going to work. It's not going to work. Yet the church will turn around and tell you, you got to ignore your feelings. You got to ignore your feelings. But faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So if you ignore your feelings, what are you going to produce? Nothing. Nothing. I read to you what Jesus said, man, when you pray, pray as though you believe you have already received. When you believe that you've already received something, you don't question that. You don't doubt that. You don't second guess that. You don't do that because you believe you have received what you're praying for. And so many people pray amiss. Oh, I don't think God gonna do this. What if when who gonna do this? How is it gonna happen? You start, that ain't your business. You believe in God for something, how he gonna deliver it to you ain't your business. Your business is to believe, because faith without works is dead. And that works ain't physical, it's mental. And that's where a lot of Christians have been messed up, because they think that works is physical. And they go out, get in debt, blame it on God, and God be saying, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Don't blame, don't give me credit for that. I don't want credit for that. Get new car. That ain't God. I can't. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Because if God had something to do with it, you'd be debt free. You wouldn't have no responsibility how it's gonna get there. Somebody come up and say, man, you know what? I don't want to give you this. God, when they stole my job in Metro, I went to church and started serving. That's what I did. I went to church and started serving because I couldn't go to church. So I said, I still got my CDL. Man, let me go to church and I can start serving. And I got into the parking ministry, the transportation ministry, the usher ministry, and the television ministry. I stayed busy. Okay? I just stayed busy. And one day a guy came up, Phil Mendelson, may he rest in peace, came up and said, Brother Don, I like the way you serve. I want to help you go in business. Go take a look at this car. And next week, let me know what you think. and went down, man. It was a 1996 Fleetwood Cadillac, a funeral car that had 6 doors on it. The last year of the big body. And when I used to drive that car around town, people say, "Man, is that Obama's car?" You got Obama in that car. You know, I mean, it was clean. 21,000 miles on it. Garage kept. And I came back, I said, "Man, this is a limousine." He said, "I know, that's all I got. But I tell you what I do. I sell it to you for $5,000. That's all I paid for my limo. $5,000. Garage kept. 21,000 miles on it. $5,000. All I paid for that car." And he said, "You know what I'm going to do? Call this guy up, tell him I said finance it for you. Tell him I said finance it." That's how I got my car. That's how I got my car. And then went out and bought a Mercedes and a Ford Transit and got both of them repossessed. Got both of them repossessed. But I still had my limo. My limo was paid for. Still had my limo. But I went out, man, I was like, okay. See, I've been down that road trying to impress and giving God credit for it. And look what happened. And see, and sometimes, and even see, the Bible say a good man will fall 7 times and get back up again. A good man will fall 7 times and get back up. Matter of fact, I think that's in Proverbs too. Let me read it to you. Here we go. Proverbs. Let me read it to you. So you can see I ain't telling you, I'm not just making stuff up. That's why I like Proverbs, man. That's why I like it. This is Proverbs 24:16. For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity. Let me give you the definition of calamity. Calamity, an event causing great and often sudden damage or distress, a disaster. An event causing great and often sudden damage. See, when calamity come in, they don't see that coming. All right? But, and this is what it says in, this is what it says in the Message Bible. Don't interfere with good people's lives. Don't try to get the best of them. No matter how many times you trip them up, God-loyal people don't stay down long. Soon they're up on their feet, while the wicked end up flat on their faces. And see, and that's all because of the lifestyle you live. See, when you live for a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again. And you got a lot of people out here being scared about falling. God say, you fall, you're gonna rise again. He'll make a way. Man, there have been days that when I first got in this hotel, man, a guy named Everett Overton sent me $500. I ain't know him from Adam. And I had packed up my room, packed up my car, and God said, don't move. Sit there. And that brother sent me $500. Since they've been building this viewing stand for the inauguration, has thrown off the crowd at the White House. And, and my donations just dried up. So I'm believing God that, he gonna make a way. And the same guy, last week, I did a live, and first he sent me $50. And then turned around and sent me 500. Same day. And 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 I'm believing God for the money. I'm believing him for the money. I ain't worried, man. I went Wednesday. I had an eye appointment. Get some glasses. Go have my eyes checked every year. Have my eyes checked. And I went in, and doctor was like, "Man, shoot, you looking good. Your prescription hasn't really changed that much. You looking good." And so I've had these glasses now for 2 years. That I've had these glasses. So the guy say, "You want to look at some frames?" I said, "I got to pay the difference, right?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay. Let me go and pick out me another frame. Transition lenses, just like this, okay?" And he said, "That'll be $325." Man, I ain't even hesitate. I gave him my card. Here's my. It'll go to overdraft, but overdraft gonna pay for it. Here you go. Take out the $325. I ain't even blink. But I know that some kind of way God is gonna replace that money. I'm gonna get that money. Whatever I need, God is gonna bless me. All I have to do is stay in faith. That's all I got to do. And that's when you stand in faith, man, that's mental. That's believing. And what is the one thing the devil is going to attack is your mind. See, the devil is going to attack your mind because everything that's created starts in the mind. Everything that's created, this right here, started in somebody's mind. This right here started in somebody's mind. And what is the devil going to attack? Your mind. That's why you have to be careful about what you're entertaining. Got to be careful. And a lot of people lose sight of that. Everything you got, everything you use, this tie started in somebody's mind. This hat started in somebody's mind. This frame, this style started in somebody's mind. Started in somebody's mind. Okay? Thank you, Brace. And that's the one thing people lose sight of is the thoughts that they're entertaining. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Let me say that again. You can't have your cake. Bernie! It's another guy, man. That this brother right here, if it wasn't for Bernie, man, Bernie sent me money plenty of times. And I mean, didn't have no idea I was in need. Sent me money. And I met Bernie through Everett. That's how I met him, through Everett. This guy right here that just came up, Bernie. That's how I met him. And he's been a blessing. And one day, man, I'm gonna be able to go down my Cash App and bless everybody that's done blessed me. That's my goal. That's my goal. But if you don't believe, how can you receive? I told you, listen to this. This is Proverbs chapter 18. A man's stomach, verse 20, shall be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth, from the produce of his lips, he shall be filled. And that's with good or bad. A man's stomach shall be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth. What you saying? And see, and whatever is coming out your mouth, you got to believe it if you're walking in faith. Because if you start saying some stuff that you're doubting, it ain't going to manifest. It can't manifest because you got the seed of doubt in it. And it ain't going to work. All right, man, thank y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank you so very much. Like I said, I love Proverbs because Proverbs will show you how to look here in back in 18 again, verse 12. Before destruction of the heart of a man is haughty, and before honor is humility. Let's look up that word haughty. Haughty. Arrogantly superior and disdainful. Haughty. Arrogantly superior and disdainful. Before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, arrogantly superior and disdainful. But before honor is humility. I hear you, Lord. Give him a definition of that too. Humility. A modest, a low view of one's own importance. Before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, disdainful, arrogantly superior. And before honor is humility, a modest, a low view of oneself. And you can see that in people every day. You can see it in people. And this is why I'm telling you, get in Proverbs, man. Because you'll be able to see people and you'll know how to deal with them on a day-to-day basis. All right? Man, thank y'all so very much. I'll see you later.